Welcome to Common Sense. The Common Sense program is a series of shows featuring interviews with interesting people, and that will help us learn in a clear, concise, and direct way who these folks are, what they do, and what makes sense to them and what doesn't. I'm Rudy Breglia, and today I'll be interviewing the highly competent, and experienced former Avon Lake Mayor and Council Member Casey Zuber. Welcome to Common Sense.
All right.
Thank you for your service. Please start us off by giving a little bit of your background.
Well, thanks, Rudy, for letting me come and talk to you again.
Okay.
I always look forward to it. I grew up in Avon Lake. My parents built a home here in 1968 for $25,000.
All right.
And it was on Bell Road, which backs up to the Metro Park now. So I spent most of my times in what was then the woods, now the Metro Park, growing up. Spent a lot of time there.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Graduated from Avon Lake High School in '81. Went to Evangel. It was college. It's now Evangel University in Springfield, Missouri. Got a government psych degree. Got elected to council first in '91. Got back on council again in 2001.
Okay.
Got elected mayor in 2007, where I served for 4 years. And then I went back on city council in 2008, January 1st of 2018. So,
okay.
And I just left at the beginning of the year.
All right.
So I retired.
You retired, okay.
Well,
in a sense.
Yes, yes. We all us retired people know we got to stay busy in order not to.
You bet, you bet. What is Zuber's Lincoln Project?
Zuber's Lincoln Project was an idea that I had, and I get these, sometimes they're crazy ideas, but sometimes they're good ideas, like the park and some other things, and other people have
many things that you've done.
Right, right, and sometimes people come to me, but this was something that I thought that basically Juneteenth, Republican holiday, turn it into a Republican holiday for the fact that that's a day we celebrate the end of slavery. So what I did was I started a nonprofit, Zuber's Lincoln Project, to educate the public that Abraham Lincoln, our first Republican president, authored the Emancipation Proclamation and freed the slaves. And so I'm starting now to do different things with it, and along with all the other things I do since I've retired. But that's really what it is. It got incorporated in November of last year, and I got my 501c3 on February 23rd of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, Lincoln was just such a great president.
Yeah.
I can't get over it. Now, you gave me a little bit of this. Why was the project created?
Oh, I just think we need to celebrate Juneteenth, and I think it's from the standpoint of the Republicans. Everybody knows I'm a Republican and have been for some time. I mean, I was the chairman of the party at Avon Lake back in 1987. So Juneteenth is a holiday. It's a federal holiday, but I think it's a gift to the Republicans to celebrate Lincoln and the freeing of the slaves, because if it wasn't for Lincoln and the Republicans, it would have been many more years. I mean, sure, there was the Civil War, and a lot of people died in the Civil War for this, and we've had issues since then. But it was mainly to educate people to that effect, because I think that
gets lost.
Right. I think that when you really come down to it, it was because of Abraham Lincoln, and I think that he drove a lot of the Emancipation Proclamation. In fact, I just saw some different things on him the other couple of weeks ago, where he had the Emancipation Proclamation ready, but they wanted to wait until they won a battle.
Yeah.
So they wanted to wait for a victory for him to do it. So
public relations.
Right.
Okay. Who is involved right now
in the Zuber's Lincoln Project? Oh, it's myself, and there's several other people. I did have a fundraiser that we talked about earlier in the year North Ridgeville at my friend Mike Babbitt's house, who owns Forever Green Lawn Care. Right now it's just me, and I'm getting ready to put together the second fundraiser and do a bigger community effort, because this year, now that I have a year under my belt, or 6 months, I have the ability to hopefully put together something bigger and better here at Avon Lake.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about the fundraiser that you had this year.
Basically, what I looked at doing was to celebrate it, and I've had fundraisers, and I go to a lot of fundraisers, but I wanted this one to be a little bit different. And I had speakers come and talk, and I had Peter Kirsanow was our keynote speaker.
Wonderful guy.
Yeah, and he's the chairman of the Federal Civil Rights Commission. He's been on that commission for over 20 years now. He's a lawyer in Cleveland. But I also had Brandon Rossi talk from Turning Point Action. We had the Young Republicans talk. Dave Moore, our county commissioner, who I've worked with on a couple different things, was the MC of the event. And I worked a lot with him and his administrative assistant, Amy Marcel.
Okay.
On that. So, and you know, people had dinner, drinks, you know, we had a raffle and all that stuff that you usually have at this thing, but everybody seemed to like it. One of probably the most that people like, what people liked the most was the opening with True North Cultural Arts. Them doing their, the choir came in to do a concert, and so that started off, and they played, you know, several, or they sang several different numbers that, you know, Pledge Allegiance, they sang that, America the Beautiful, a couple other things, but and that started off the night, and everybody, everyone, I've got great feedback from people on it, so it was good. It was a good first year, and it was, for me, it was a compact time frame. So this year I have a little bit more time to plan, and I have my own ideas that I've started implementing and doing some different things with on that. So
now, you were going to tell us a little bit about what you plan for the rest of this year and next year.
Well, this year I'm basically putting together, I'm working with some other 501c3s. What I've done is I have the Lake House and the Folger House both rented in Veterans Park.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm starting to talk to True North Cultural Arts, a couple other 501c3s. When I worked with and got those a year in advance, the rentals of those two on the lakefront, I went, a couple days after that, I made an appointment, spoke to the mayor to explain to him a little bit of what I'm looking to try and do to have that whole day, have something in the park.
Okay.
You know, have it, you know, and have some food trucks. There are different things,
that kind of thing,
and have a big, like, celebration. And the thing
what day did
it's on Juneteenth again, June 19th of 2027. That's a Saturday.
Okay, and it's going to start?
Probably mid-afternoon. I'm still nailing it down, because what I want to look at is the different nonprofits that I'm trying to bring together, both in the area, some from the city, but some in the area, to try and get them involved a little bit. But like, you have the Thomas Folger home. He was a Civil War veteran himself, mayor of Elyria.
Really nice the way it fits together.
Right. And so I'm looking at some other people. I've made some appointments, and, you know, when I come back, we'll talk a little bit more when I get a few more things in writing. But one of the things I want to try and do is have a lot of the speakers come back from last year and speak from the porch, like a front porch, old time, you know. I don't know if they were fundraisers or whatever, but a lot of, you know, you look at these campaigns of some of the old presidents, and I can't remember which one. I should probably look it up. You know, he campaigned from his front porch, and he would speak on the front porch. But I think the porch of the Folger home is a great backdrop to people coming up and talking.
It's a wonderful venue, you know. I love that, right next to the lake.
Right.
Very, very pretty.
Right. And hopefully we can get some other things going, get some music all day and different things like that. But like I said, I'm really in the beginnings of putting different things together. So but I got a lot of good feedback from the last one, and a lot of people. And I'm starting to talk to a little bit more people about trying to nail down and things like that. I'm going to be working, like I said, I had the county commissioner was the MC last year, so I'll be trying to work a little bit more with the county to get them a little bit more involved as time goes on. And I'm reaching out to, like I said, a lot of other different groups to come and help out.
Entertain and help.
Right. And I mean, there's going to be things that come up that are going to be great ideas to hear from people. That's the one thing is, from my standpoint, what I've learned is that people come up with an idea and they come up to you and you're like, so that's what I'm opening up to.
Okay.
If anybody has any ideas, you can contact me at kczuber@yahoo.com, or my phone number is 440-309-5940. And it's going to be a little bit more generic this year. Like I said, I'm trying to get some different nonprofits involved and get some different people to come in and speak. But I think we're probably going to have a couple of the ones we had last year. And but so I'm working on them, and we're trying to move forward on it.
Okay. How about if people want to donate to support the effort?
Right. It's a 501c3. And now with the big, beautiful bill, everybody and anybody writes off up to $1,000 in donations.
Okay.
So they can send it to my address, which is 216 Moore Road, number 3W in Avon Lake, or give me a call or send me an email, and I can talk to them and stuff like that. And like I said, it's a 501c3, so everything's tax deductible. I know come the first of the year, I'm going to be writing out my $1,000 check to Zuber's Lincoln Project.
Okay, all right. So it's a wonderful project. And,
and I thank you for your help too, Rudy. You were a great help.
I try.
Yeah, no, and I think that you being there, you could give some feedback to people too on what it was like. I mean, there were some things that, we're going to try and look at doing differently, but we're going to try and broaden it out this year a little bit more. I mean, because last year I had, I didn't have as much time. I didn't have a full year to put it all together, but this year I do. And so I think something at Veterans Park on Saturday, Juneteenth, and working with the city and hopefully the county to get some good things going and come out and really celebrate Abraham Lincoln and the Emancipation Proclamation on June 19th.
I think it's a wonderful idea, and I'm sure you'll put together something that'll be very interesting. And so would you give us your email address and your telephone number again?
The email address is kczuber@yahoo.com, and my phone number is 440-309-5940. So if anybody wants to contact me about being involved or donate or anything, I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody. I'm always willing to talk to anybody at any time about anything. So
okay, I know that about you.
Yeah.
In summary, tell us what makes sense and what doesn't.
Well, what makes sense to me is celebrating on Juneteenth.
Agreed,
Lincoln and the Emancipation. I mean, it's not the day of the Emancipation Proclamation, but it was signed. But still, it is a commemorating that to a certain extent, and I think that we need to celebrate it. What doesn't make sense to me is, I think politically, people being so obtuse and so to the point of where they get angry and violent. I mean, we can agree to disagree.
Sure.
But the best thing about our system is we can agree to disagree, and it doesn't have to turn into any type of armed conflict. So that's me. I mean, I've gotten into it with people, and people have gotten into it with me, but it hasn't come to blows, and I think that that's a good thing.
Agreed.
I mean, we can get our point across, although I do yell sometimes.
I see. You raise your voice. Okay. Well, thank you so much for having this project and exemplifying the Emancipation Proclamation. It's such an important document, and it was put forward by an absolutely wonderful man.
Right. And I think that that deserves to be celebrated.
Agreed.
All right.
And thank you for watching. Please give us questions or comments. Our emails and contact information will appear on the bottom of the screen. Please let us know if you know of interesting people you think would be useful on the show, or if you would like to be on the show, please let us know. And remember, seatbelts save lives.